good morning, happy Sunday. We've got the sun back. I'm not sure if all of this glare is on here actually. I'm going to move you in a minute. Look, you can see all the bicones everywhere actually, all the sparkle that I've got going on in the study this morning. Just going to wait for a few of you to join me and then we'll get going. So thank you so much for everyone who joined in yesterday. It was a beautiful little hour with you all really. It was an extra long one yesterday because we were making the beaded orchid. Today we're going to do some chainmail with some lovely bicones. Got a few things to update you all on and some lovely offers. Just going to move this around a little bit. It's a bit glary, but I'll move it in a minute. I've got all my lights set up. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, Kitty. Hi, Kate. Morning, Joanne. Hi, Sarah from a sunny northeast. Isn't it a beautiful day today? Such a difference to yesterday. Don't know if we all have sun or if some of you have rain. Right, got a good few of you coming in. I'll start going through everything that I've got to tell you in a minute. Did anyone end up doing the orchid from yesterday? Morning, Paula. I've had so many messages. I'm sorry I haven't got back to you all yet. Yesterday was really busy for me. Some of you I think I replied to really late last night. I will get round to replying to you all. Morning, Kitty. Morning, Cheryl. Hi, Lucy. Good morning, everyone. Really lovely to have you all. These groups are just growing day by day and it's so lovely to see everyone. So yeah, I had so many messages saying that yesterday's had really helped you with your French beading, making your petals. You were perfecting your technique from it all. So thank you for that. Morning, Alicia. Okay, so what we're going to do today, look at the sparkle I've got going on in here. I'll show you my study wall in a minute. It's absolutely covered. Woo, sparkles. So we're going to be doing some chainmail. So I do have the kits. Can't remember if they're called Emma or Alice. They're on the website anyway, but I'll show you through everything in a minute. Good morning, Kieran. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Morning, Judith. Morning, Jane from sunny Yorkshire. Lovely. You've got sun. Good stuff. Morning, Paula. Sat doing my Kumihimo braiding while I watch the video. Lovely. I love to think of you all sat there crafting along with me. Morning, Camille. Morning, Jill. Hi, Natalie. Morning, Debbie. So many views you've got on yesterday's video. Well done. I know. What a busy day that was. Morning, Angela. Okay, so hi, Jackie. This is what we are going to do today. Like I said, sometimes I am blown away by the amount of you that join me and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And I'm just glad that you're enjoying it as well. It makes it all worthwhile. Morning, Marie. Hi, Natalie. Morning, Dee. Morning, Michelle. Okay, so we're going to be doing chainmail today. So these bicones are connected with a tiger tail wire running through the middle. We're going to use some crimp beads and some wire guardians and a magnetic clasp at the end. And then we've got jump rings that we're using through the middle, but split rings that we are using so that the tiger tail doesn't come out of the strung piece of the bracelet. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Lynn. Hi, Julie. Morning, Dawn. Morning, Michelle. Hi, Christine. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Sean. Good grief. I've got so many of you this morning. Thank you so much for saying hello. I'm going to turn you down in a minute. Bit sunny. I'll turn you down. I've got all my lights set up. Good morning, Doris. Hi, Angela. In sunny Inverness too. Good. You got all the sun all the way up there too. Hi, Jane. Great here in Southend. Lovely. Morning, Chris. Thanks for putting some sparkle in my day. You are more than welcome. Super sparkle today. Morning, Chef. Good morning, Sarah, and the rest of the crafters. Have a lovely day. Hi, good morning, Dee. Hope everyone's okay. Hi, Kieran. You look lovely today, Sarah. Oh, why, thank you. My at-home look. Better than yesterday. I was covered in paint yesterday. I'm very sorry about that. Not very professional. Morning, Karen from Manchester. We're addicted to you, Sarah. Well, I'm addicted to all you lot, Lucy. You're keeping me busy. Good morning, Pauline. Hi, Alison. Hi, Kerry. Hi, Tanya. Okay, so hi, Wendy. Right, lots of you, so I'm going to crack on. Okay, so these are the bracelets that we've got going on today. Now, Kitty and Simon have been in touch this morning and they've let me know for lots of goodies. Thank you so much for everybody who bought my lavender and rose kits yesterday. The website was super busy. We kept Kitty and Simon very busy in the warehouse yesterday, and I'm sure the rest of the team for the rest of the week. Now, the chainmail bracelets for today Kitty and Simon have put together on the Totally Beads website a mega bundle. You will be able to make 5 bracelets. Now, these are normally, you'll have to excuse me because I've written it down so I don't forget. These are normally £40. They have put them on the website for £27.99, so to make 5 bracelets. These are normally, I think, £9 each. So it's a phenomenal saving and you will get absolutely everything you need. So there are 2 strings of bicones, so this is what I'm going to be using today. Excuse the noise. 2 lovely long strings of bicones. So you can be making extra long bracelets in these as well. You will get a reel of your tiger tail wire. I'll show you when I turn you down in a minute. Reel of your tiger tail wire, huge big bag of split rings, huge big bag of jump rings. You've got your wire guardians. You do have 1 magnetic clasp, but if you've got extra clasps in your stash at home, you'll be able to make more than 5, I'm sure. Obviously size depending. And you also have crimp beads in there as well. So this is what we're making. 5 bracelets, normally over £40, £27, and you'll make all 5 colours. Also into the free section, so your download for today, your free PDF. There wasn't one yesterday, you just had me yesterday, but today we've gone back to the PDFs. So it's your chainmail bracelet. So if you don't want to buy the kit and you would just like the download, then you'll be able to get that. Head over to the Totally Beads website and there is a free section. There's a category called free projects. Thank you, Kitty. There's 5 crystal colours in the set, so 5 different coloured bracelets. Free project section, you will find your download in there, and you will also find we've added in my chainmail booklet, because we did chainmail a couple of weeks ago. My chainmail booklet actually has 7 different patterns in there. It's £9.99, I think. It might be £8.99 on the website as a little offer. 7 different chainmail patterns within the one booklet, but then also 3 complete jewellery sets. So showing you how to make those patterns, those weaves that you will learn, into necklaces, bracelets and earrings. So it's a really huge big bumper pack of education in there. We've also added my chainmail kits that you saw me working on a couple of weeks ago. If you go back onto the Totally Beads Facebook page, go through all the videos. Kitty and I have been here every day for 2 weeks. Is this our 3rd week? I'm not sure. Who cares? There's lots on there. You'll be able to scroll through and catch up with all of those, as well as when I finish this video, if you've missed the beginning, it will be on there for you to see forever. It's not going to go anywhere. And we've also put on my pliers set. I'm going to use pair of pliers today and the cutters. So we put my plier set in there as well. Lots of you messaging yesterday to say you had already bought them and you are loving them. So thank you so much. Okay, let me catch up on a couple of these before I turn you down. Morning Bernie, morning Marion. What else would you do on a Sunday morning? Nice bit of chainmail beading with me, thank you. Hi Nikki in sunny Cheshire. Good morning Tracy. Evening here in cool Tasmania. Oh, how cool. Hi Tracy. I can't believe that I'm talking to people around the world. It's crazy, isn't it? Chris bought this set in the past. So easy and a stunning make when finished. Yeah, it really is. I'm going to show you all now. Camille, I need more crystals, have lots of everything else, such a magpie. Kitty says this is 3 weeks. She knows I'm useless with dates and times normally anyway. Good morning, Mum. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Natalie. The chainmail pattern workshop was fun. Yeah, so we were running workshops, obviously, in the Totally Beads warehouse down in Clacton before all of this madness happened. But many of you can't make them, so Kitty and I are trying to do our best to bring you as much education as we can. Okay, so I'm going to turn the phone down. Excuse the wibble wobble while I move you around for a minute. Have a look. I'm going to turn this around. Look at what happens to my my study wall when I've got all the crystals out. You can see it all. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to pop you in here. Oh, hang on. I need you the other way. Bear with me a minute while I set you up. It seemed to work really well yesterday, so I'm going to go for the same setup today. Just give me 1 minute while I balance you all and get you ready. Okay, this should work, and I'm going to block the sun is beautiful, but I'm going to block it out for you in a minute so that you can see everything. Where's my plier set gone? I need something to weigh you down. Hang on a minute. You would think, having done this now for 3 weeks, that I would be ready. So I didn't actually sleep very well last night. I was awake at 4 o'clock this morning. So I used my time very effectively, and I bought a new ring light and camera setup. of course, what else would you do at 4:30 in the morning? So hopefully, obviously depending on deliveries and everything, that'll come this week. So hopefully that will work really well for next week. Kitty and I have a good another 2-3 weeks set up in videos, ready for you all. Okay, I think we're ready. Right then, chainmail bracelets. So we're also going to string some tiger tail wire in here. I'm going to block this sun out for you. So these are the kits. You get some fabulous split rings. Now the split rings are fantastic because we're using tiger tail. These are like a doubled over jump ring. So it means that when we're using tiger tail wire, these will hold in place perfectly, stringing onto a thin wire or thread. Because of course with a jump ring, they have a little split in them. With the split rings, they do not. So we're going to use a a jump ring through the very middle, and we will use a split ring on the side so that we can actually connect using the jump rings. Sorry, I'm just going to try and give myself a bit of a easier camera angle here. Okay, there we go. It was really dull yesterday, and I had the kind of perfect ideal setup. I still haven't got any blinds or curtains in the study, which is annoying, but it just means that every day has to change a little bit. Okay, jump rings, split rings, our wire guardians, again fantastic for using with tiger tail and thread, because these are going to protect your threads and your jump rings from anything unstringing. I'm going to use the beautiful big bicones. Now you're going to need a pair of pliers today, so I'm going to be using my round nose and my flat nose pliers, as well as my cutters for the tiger tail. And I'm going to start off by making the actual main frame of our bracelet before we add on any of our bicones. So let's get rid of these for now. Okay, so pair of pliers. And you're going to take one of your jump rings, and we're going to open these up. So your jump rings have a split ring in the middle. So as you can see, when you're using your, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go over a few different tips today. You would have heard me mention them over the last couple of weeks, but for those of you who are joining, these are growing and we've got lots of new people coming in. So I'm just going to repeat myself, so bear with. So with my round nose pliers, because they come to a point, I don't want to put too much pressure or stress on the very middle part of my jump ring. So I'm going to hold my pliers vertically and we twist those rings open like this. That's then going to mean that I can connect on. And for my first one, I'm going to go with 3 of my split rings. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to close that off. And so again, so that I'm using less pressure on one of my rings, I am not using that point. I'm kind of holding it as vertically as I can. Someone was just asking what size the bicones are. They're 8mm. So I've got a 6x1mm jump ring. I've got 6mm split rings, wire protectors, your crimp beads, my magnetic clasp, and 8mm bicones. Okay. So I've got 3 of my split rings attached here, and you can already see actually how the main shape of this bracelet is going to take shape. Along the edges, we will thread on our bicones, and through the very middle, we will have our lovely split rings. Okay, so I'm going to take another jump ring, open this. Oh no, that's my split ring. Take another jump ring. If you can find the loop in it. Open this up, and then for every middle split ring on your previous set, so for example here on my third, I'm going to connect this through, and we will add on another 2 split rings. So you can either add your middle one first and then add your 2, or you can add your 2 and then connect onto the one before. It's entirely up to you. And again, try to not use as much. We'll try to lessen the amount of pressure that you can on those. And you can see these will come top to bottom. Can you see how it's all beginning to take shape? Good morning, Betty. Can't wait to see the chainmail being made. Lovely. Hi, Anne. Sorry, I missed the start. Don't you worry. You can go back and see it. Sorry I've missed the start of the video. It was having a cleaning frenzy. Oh, well done. I'm very jealous. I can't quite find the motivation to get my house cleaned up at the moment. But hey-ho, I'm having too much fun with you guys, so I'm just going to carry on doing that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the finished one so that you can begin to see how this comes together, because it's not so easy to see before we add the beads on. So your jump ring will be in the middle, surrounded by 4 split rings. So it's the 3 that we're adding on each time and connecting in. Okay, so it is really nice and simple. I'm just going to repeat this so that I can start to build the main body of my bracelet. And then I'm going to show you how to add the beads in. So you can see, once you've got the right materials, projects like this can be so effective, but really, really simple. It does not have to be difficult. Oh, do you know what? I should have added in an extra split ring on there. Hold on one second. I'm going to open this up. So we're connecting on and adding 3 each time. I didn't add my 3, did I? I only added 2. There we go. So each of your jump rings will have a top, a bottom. Let me twist that around so you can see it. A top and a bottom. And 2 sides. So your north, south, east and west, if you like. So let's add 2 on here. Connect it onto my middle, like so. And then we'll add our another one. So each time you're just making sure that you have all 4. Am I making sense? I'm not getting my words out well today, am I? Okay. So each time you're making sure. So keep hold of that middle one. Keep that one sticking out. Twisting it open. Add 2 on here into my centre one. Now the split rings are just like coiled over jump rings, but it does mean that if you want to add any threadable components into your makes with your jump rings, although we're closing them really well, and you can see that, so that's got like a little gap in it, really you want to make sure that you're closing that every time. So squeeze the pliers together, but I'm also twisting them, so you should feel those edges rub together like so, and you can see just by wiggling it together a little bit more to the centre, you can actually get that really perfect sealed join. But with the split rings, you can see it's just like a doubled over, a coiled jump ring. That's going to mean any threadable components are going to be super secure. Okay, so we're doing so well here. I'm going to do a few more. I don't think we'll make the whole bracelet today, because it is just a little pattern repeat for you, but I'll show you all of the main pieces. I kept you all for a long time yesterday, so I won't bore you all too much today. Just make sure that each time you've got all 4 of your rings and then you are closing, you will feel them rub together. And with your jump rings, when you're bringing them together, a lot of the time you can bring them together while you're making, and then when you release, they slightly ping backwards or forwards, leaving that little gap. Just make sure when you bring them together, a lot of the time you can over move it so that when you do let go and it springs back, it will then join into the centre. So you can almost just take it past the join that you want to go to. Okay, let's do a couple more. Do any of you have any questions either from yesterday or about today's makes? Let us know. And brilliant, found a use for split rings. I found the other day and didn't know what to do with them. Ah, fantastic. Did you find them because you've been clearing out your study? Clearing out all your craft stash? I know a lot of us are using that time to get organised, which is ideal use of the time at home. Just always make sure you're getting your centre one, connecting on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see I'm always using my flat nose plier for more grip because of course it's got a larger surface area. And then again, just trying not to put too much pressure on that jump ring with just that little point. Okay, I think that'll probably do. That's enough for me to show you what we're doing. So with our, let's move some of these out of the way. I'm a bit squished in today, aren't I? Let's get organised and tidy. Now your wire guardians or wire protectors. So they have a hollow tube on either side, and then this little ring, the little loop that we have up at the top, actually has a very small channel running through it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see there. So tube on either side and a small channel running through the middle. Now these are fantastic again if you are using things like jump rings, but you want to add in a threadable component, so a beaded strand. Using your tiger tail or your threads, this is going to prevent it ever getting lost in your jump rings. And this is what we will secure our tiger tail wire onto. I'm just going to add on one more ring at the very end, because I've just noticed I've only got 3 on the end here, and I actually want to be finished on, oh no I don't, I've got, that's perfect end, and on this side, forgot my 3rd one. Yeah, all good, I was looking the wrong way around. So at the very end, I'm going to finish it with just jump rings on either side so that I can add my tiger tail wire. And then we're going to decant this off of the spool. I'm only going to take a little bit and then we'll pop it into here. Come out the way. Taking my cutters, I'm just going to get rid of that little kink where it has been on the set. Now, before I forget, actually, I must say hello to Tracy Haynes. Tracy, we are so glad that you are getting something out of these videos. We know you're going through a really tough time at the moment, and we just wanted to say a little hello this morning and send you big virtual hugs. I know you've been in touch, I know you're thanking us for the videos, so big hugs and kisses from us all, thinking of you. Okay, so bicones. These are an 8mm bicone, so a really nice sizable one for these projects. It's going to give us a lovely finish in between our jump rings. And at the very end, we're going to secure it on. So I'm actually going to do this bit first, and then we're going to thread through. So a crimp bead. So the crimp beads are the smallest little beads that we have in our sets, and we're actually going to crush these with our pliers. What are the jump rings and split rings made from, please, Sarah? Oh, Cheryl, I'm not sure of the exact, and I wouldn't want to tell you in case I'm telling you porkies. If you go onto the Totally Beads website, you will be able to find them, and I am sure they will have a metal components list there. And if not, you'll be able to email Kitty or Simon on the Facebook page, and they will let you know. Nothing will ever have the lead and nickel in them, because obviously we have to have the EU standards, they have to be of a certain quality. But if you have allergies, you're always better going for things like sterling silver. These ones aren't sterling silver, but I know you will be able to find some. Can you use closed jump rings? Also, how do you size jump rings? I've got a few different sizes, but I don't know what size they are. So jump rings are normally sized by the inner diameter, so the very inside of the ring, but then you can also get different gauges of wire. So these ones are always 1mm thick. So for example, if it's a 6x1mm, that will be your inner diameter, and it will be the thickness of the actual wire itself. So that's how most of them are sized up. Okay, so you can see here, I'm going to have my wire guardian protecting here. Now, I'm going to thread this actually straight on to my clasp, which I totally forgot to do before I went through there. So I'm going to pop my clasp onto here and then through the crimp bead. And this means, because I have a closed connection on my clasp and my wire guardian is going to stay right there, when I move this up, that's never going to come off, which is fantastic. So if you've got bracelets where you are using quite large beads, the heavy components, you want to make sure it's really secure, these wire guardians are absolutely perfect for that. So I'm going to push that all the way down as far as I can, pulling that through, and then crushing the bead with my pliers. Like so. So you can see that the crimp beads themselves are actually squishy. Okay. And then we're going to thread straight onto a bicone. I'm just going to now cut this tiger tail off of my spool. So this is going to be one side for me. Now I'm going to leave that tail on until I have threaded on my first bicone, because I don't want to take it too high up, because then if you have any pressure or a pull on the bracelet, you want to make sure that you still have a tail for nice security in there. And if you do it too close to the jump rings, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come undone. So I'm going to have my first bicone. I'm then going to bring this up. Use the flush side of your cutters and we'll cut that off there. So I know I've got a good few mil of my tail inside my bead there, okay? So that's going to give you a little bit of extra security. Now remember, Kitty and Simon have put these on the Totally Beads website. Everything you need will be in the kits, okay? So anyone asking for the exact materials and such like, it's all going to be there for you. A set of 5 of them on an amazing deal. Okay, so I have threaded through the, let's call it north, south, east and west of these, okay? So I've threaded it through my north split ring in the middle of my bracelet. And then I'm going to add a bicone and I'm going to go through, I'm going to skip the middle and then I'm going to go through the next one. So each time you are just taking it through that very top split ring in your pattern. And I'm not too worried about the tail. I'll tuck that in a minute. And you will see once I pull this tightly. Oh, get out of the way. Once you pull this tightly, let's pop that tail back in. You can see that the gap is absolutely perfect. And this is the bonus when you're buying kits. For example, in this case, Kitty has designed this bracelet. All of the sizes work together. Everything is already measured. The pattern is already designed. So you don't need to worry. It's all just a case of putting it together as the instructions suggest. And obviously you've got this make along video from me today. You will also get the pattern in the kit, but also you've got the free download. So sizes are worked out, colours that will work together. It's all then just a case of a bit like a puzzle, just then slotting it all together and following her design. So you can see it comes together really nice and quickly. And now you can already see how the pattern comes together and it all just slots into place. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to finish the ones on this side and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then I've pretty much shown you everything you need to know for this one. So you are getting used to working with your jump rings. It's a little bit of a chainmail introduction. Ah, look. I've gone wrong. So this is quite nice, bit of troubleshooting. Obviously I did it on purpose so that I can show you all. Not quite. So if you find, you can see here, I've connected my jump ring onto the incorrect split ring. So I don't have a split ring up at the top. I'm just going to open this up and we will just reconnect at this point. So I'm going to open this one up, take off my little connector rings. I will move one of my split rings to the other side so that when we close this back up, I will have the right amount. And then just make sure you take the correct one on your linking section as well. Close that up. And there we go, I've corrected it. So now I've got one split ring up at the top as well. There really is no right or wrong when you do things like this because you're connecting as you go. You're using a really nice little pattern that forms easily. But like I said, if you go wrong, you just redo. It's very, very simple. Don't be scared of it. So this is really a nice introduction to chainmail for anybody who is starting out or you don't yet want to tackle the more intricate weaves. It's going to get you used to working with the jump rings. It's going to give you that lovely chainmail look. And it's a nice quick grower as well. It's an easy one to start with. Okay, so I'm going to cut a second section of my tiger tail wire just so I can balance up and do the other side of the bracelet and show you how we grow it. So again, taking my tiger tail, adding on my crimp bead, going up through my wire protector, up through that tube, and then it will come over the channel and down through the other side. And you'll notice that I always keep these things sort of just pressed on the top of my finger. So I'm opening up all of those holes so it's easy to work with. Don't need quite as big a tail as that. Let's pull that through. And then just don't forget to add it onto your bracelet before you crimp it onto your clasp. Pull that one through. And then again, so with your crimp beads, I'm just putting it on the tip of my finger and I'm raising it up. And then that way you can see I can move it up and down. I can open up that hole and easily add in that second strand of my tiger tail wire. You're all very quiet today. Does anyone have any questions? I feel like I'm just chatting away to myself today. Cheryl. Oh, yes, I answered you, Cheryl. Please do get in touch with Kitty and Simon for that. Can you use closed jump rings? Also, how do you size jump rings? Oh, I've answered you as well, Marion, haven't I? Sorry. Yes, you can use closed jump rings, but the likelihood of the tiger tail wire coming out of the section in your jump ring, if it has a split in it or if it is a soldered ring, you could use a soldered ring, no problem. But just a jump ring that you have closed, I would say that you would find when you start wearing it, you are going to lose some of those connections. Okay, so we're going to add on the other side of the bracelet. Already done this one. So, excuse me, we're now going to add on your bicones and come through the south side of the bracelet. So that is your very bottom split ring. I will add that tail in afterwards. I'm just going to thread these through. Mandy says, can you use seed beads? Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure that your bead really, so that it sits in between your rings, the bead has to be larger than the diameter inside of your ring that you're using. Or, well, I mean, you could. It would just give you a straight line. But if you want it to be sitting as neatly as this and in sections, you would need to use a bead that will sit in between your jump rings, not running through the middle. Camille says, just concentrating on your work. Oh, well, that's good. In my workshops, you know that everyone's concentrating if it goes quiet. So actually, I guess it's probably a good thing. Pulling this one through, just be careful not to kink. I've kinked that tiger tail wire there, so it kind of bent back on itself because I wasn't watching. So what I'm going to do, Marion says she's concentrating as well. I'm just going to use my flat nose pliers just to pinch that out a little bit and flatten that out. It won't particularly kink through my bracelet. Now that I've said that, I'm just going to make sure that I haven't missed any of your comments. I think I've got everybody. Yeah. Going back over any questions, I think we're all okay. Sorry to hear about your aunt, Natalie. Worrying time for you and your family. Oh, sorry, Natalie, I've missed that comment, but I hope you're all okay. Sounds like she's not very well. Sending love. Mandy, get it. Very inspiring. Good. Okay. Dorothy says it's so sparkly. It really, really is. I'm going to show you these in the sun in a minute. Okay, adding in another bicone. Nearly at the end. Coming through. So you can see it's a pattern repeat. It's not too difficult. There aren't any tricky techniques to master here. Oh, look at that. I had the right amount of bicones. No difficult techniques to master, but you will get used to working with various different findings. So it's a great introduction to working with various different components. You're also going to start introducing chainmail, getting used to working with those jump rings. Oh, let's tuck those tails in. That's ugly. Don't want that. Tucking those tails in. It's going to give us a nice flush finish. Come on. Being naughty. Trying to sit it straight. Ah, I've twisted, that's why. Hold on one sec. My wire guardians are misbehaving. Okay, now we're straight. Get those in. And that'll give us a nice finish. Okay, so there we go. We've got beautiful little chainmail, all the lovely rings, and of course your lovely bicones. And when you start wearing this, it's going to give you a really sparkly, lovely finish. I'm going to show you some of the other colours that we had. Betty, you made it look so easy. I will try this when I find all the materials. I promise, Betty, it really, really is. It's a great introduction to working with just basic stringing and your jump rings, but a lot of the time just basic stringing doesn't have to be boring. Just a few funky little extra components and you've got a gorgeous finish. Natalie, everyone is sending you hugs. We all are. We're all here together. That's what we're here for. Hi, Anne. Okay, so look, here we go. Finished pieces. So, can you not just use one long piece of tiger tail? What, for your double strand? Yeah, you could. But because it's a double strand, I mean, you could come up and over, I guess, and go back through. That would be okay. But you don't want it, you want it to be a little bit separate up at the top as well, because they are separate lines. You don't want to have that crossover. I think if you use one, it would probably buckle in the middle. So you're just going to pull it nice and tightly at the end. When you are attaching your clasp on, we will do exactly the same thing as we did the other side. You will add your crimp bead up and through your wire guardian, adding on the other side of your magnetic clasp, and then pulling your tail through. So when you get to the end, add your clasp on, back through the crimp bead, and then also come back through that first bicone. Do you remember we had that extra tail? And then that tail will come through. You can pull that tightly and make sure that there are no gaps all the way along your bracelet. Then you crimp your bead. Okay, so the sets that Kitty has added onto the Totally Beads website this morning. I'm going to turn you around so I can talk to you all now. Just excuse me while I lift the light. Hello. Okay, so the sets that Kitty has added onto the website this morning will allow you to make 5 different colours of your bracelets in your crystals, which is a phenomenal deal. They've also put them on offer. Let me just stand you up here. You're right in my face, sorry. More fingers and thumbs when I end up having to do this live, but hey-ho. Considering I do live TV, you'd think I'd be a bit more... fine-tuned in all these processes, wouldn't you? Yes, so you'll make 5 different colour bracelets. Kitty has also added in my chainmail sets, the chainmail booklet, so if you like the thought of working with these rings, connecting them to make lovely patterns and weaves, then of course you can go to the website and find everything you need. Kitty and I have plans for the next 2 weeks, so we're still going to be here every day at 10 o'clock. Kitty, is it you tomorrow or is it me? I'm not sure, I can't remember. If you're still there, will you set me right and let me know? Dorothy says, beautiful. Thank you so much. They are lovely bracelets. Kitty has designed these. Remember, it is your free PDF download for today with your pattern. Head over to the website. You can go onto the free project section. 24 hours. It's me. Oh, I need to get up early again then. It's me again tomorrow. I will be here at 10 o'clock. We have plans. We'll set them all up in... Oh, I say we. Royal we. Kitty is going to set them all up on the Facebook page in the events. So a lot of you have been messaging asking how you can find these things and get reminders when we go live and to know what we're doing. You're not the camera person on TV. Jane, that is a really good point. I am not. Okay, yes. So Kitty says, I will add the Makers event to the Totally Beads Facebook page later on this afternoon. Yes. So go to the Totally Beads page, which is where you are now, onto the Facebook page, and there will be tabs up at the top. We'll have things like photos, videos. So if you go onto videos, you'll see all the previous makes as well. There's groups. We have the Totally Handmade Totally Beads Facebook group. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you in there now, which is phenomenal. Everyone's sharing pictures of their makes inspired by our little education PDFs and the videos that we've been doing. If you get stuck with anything, we're all in there. Go to that group and there's lots of like-minded people, so we can just all have a little chit chat and share pictures. If you go to the events section, Kitty's going to fill it in this afternoon for you all. Every day's make along will be in there. So 10 o'clock it will tell you what technique, what materials, who's doing it. And if you click on there that you are interested or that you are going, so you're attending, you will also get reminders just before we go live. So it will say your event is coming up, and then you'll also get notifications to say Totally Beads has just gone live. So hopefully you won't miss any of them. Really hope you enjoyed today. Remember, you can find my beaded orchid yesterday. That was a super long make. It's about an hour or so. But I was making the petals, perfecting those techniques for everybody, and then sort of half constructing and giving tips on advice on how to construct your beaded orchids. The French beaded lavender, as in French beading, not French lavender, is all on the Totally Beads website as well. There's 3 different colours to choose from. Shall I grab it so you can see it? Hold on. Beaded lavender. So these are the kits that launched on the website yesterday. Really busy for them. Thank you so much for all of your orders. And we will be working on the orchid kits soon as well. There is a rose on there to get. And today was focused on the chainmail. So lots of different offers if you are bored and you need your supplies. Kitty and Simon and everybody in the warehouse at Totally Beads are keeping the orders going. They're doing a fantastic job. Let me just check on a few comments before we sign off. Lucy says they're beautiful, can't wait to make them. Thank you so much. Camille, thank you. Lovely, really enjoying watching all these tutorials and your smiley face. Thanks, Camille. Enjoy the rest of your day. You too, my lovely. Sean, sorry. How long will these be available to see later? Because I start work at 10 every day. Keep safe. So if you go onto the Totally Beads website, Totally Beads Facebook page, they'll be on there forever. So once I've finished, takes a couple of minutes just to load up onto the page. You'll be able to go through and scroll through all of them. So anytime you like. Cheryl, thank you. Sarah, thank you. Antida, is that how you say your name? That's a beautiful name. Sorry if I've said it wrong. Bye. Julie, can you let us know what you are doing tomorrow, please? Can't remember. I'd love to be able to, Julie. Kitty, what am I doing tomorrow? I've got so many bags of goodies here. I'm so sorry. I'm just useless, aren't I? I have complete brain mush at the moment. I'll put them on. Well, Kitty's going to put the events on. I'll make sure I share it as well. Thank you, lovely as always. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you so much. Thanks for the link to all these great demos. Bye, Sarah. Bye, everyone. Thank you all so much. I will add on the links of what we're doing. I'm very sorry I'm disorganised and my bags are everywhere. I haven't quite gone through what tomorrow's project is, but I will make sure I put it on the page and share with you. I will see you all tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Lots of love. Stay safe. Stay home. I'll see you in the morning.